Well, hello, 7K world. Okay, pay attention. Important news. And this is specifically for everyone that has joined 7K and maybe just joined, been in it for less than a year or about a year, and really for those that's been with us longer than a year. But it's for every one of you. Okay. And we've got to know what we have our hands on. And that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to talk about what everyone has their hands on so you understand exactly what you have your hands on. So you can actually, in the way of belief, be able to help communicate that to those that you are trying to team up with and build your team, and those on your team, you're trying to help them expand their team. And so let's just get right with it. We all know that I share with everyone that becoming a member of 7K, there's just lots of membership benefits. It's not just buying bullion at dealer direct cost, even though that's a fabulous benefit that we get to protect our wealth due to inflation and due to this crazy maverick government that all they do is print money, diluting everything that we own and have. Yet we got to have assets, and gold and silver is the best time-proven asset since man engaged in commercial activities on this earth. And that's the importance of being met. But you got so many other benefits with 7K now in our benefit wheel, and when we do have to engage in that, but that's going to be specific and separate, okay? And Todd Collins realized that real quick, and he I give a benefit training in the past several, and now he gives one specifically right around the wheel, and that's it. Just understanding benefits of it. And that's what we all need to be able to understand, the value of what we have in our hands. But let me tell you what you have in your hands. And I'm going to share it with you so that each of you can gain this vision. Because you've got to have this vision. And you got to catch the vision. I got to catch the vision. I caught it years ago with 7K when I told Richard Wayne Hansen and on a call, and then it's caught on throughout the whole company. Even the company does this today, that 7K will be to the gold and silver precious metals market numismatic world as Amazon was to the retail world. And it changed the retail world. And it put Montgomery Ward's out of business. It put Sears out of business, put Kmart out of business. Look at the thousands of businesses that Amazon put out of business, and almost put Walmart out of business. Well, the gold and silver market is an old staid market, been basically the same for the last 36, 37 years. And same players, same thing, new dealers coming in, new wholesalers, new brokers, they come and go, the brokers. But the main ones have been there for decades, and I'll tell you about them. And I even buy from them. I mean, periods when we have low or, the vacillating price. If I want to buy a big volume of silver or gold, but I'm only going to buy it from a proven source. Now I've been in, like I said, I've been in the marketplace for 40 years. So I know all the players out there, but even some of the big players like JM Bullion have recently fell into the trap of supplying fake product. They made it good because their whole reputation depends on it. But I mean, how many of you, if you get a monster box or a tube of fake, are going to even know you're going to get a fake product? The one great thing about what we have in 7K is every product is scanned before it's sold. before it's put in the 7K's inventory, it's scanned, knowing that it's all 3.9 or 4.9, gold and silver. Doesn't matter which one it is. If it's an Eagle, a Maple Leaf, or Danica, whatever. Those scanners are not cheap, especially ones that do it rapidly. And, you know, the key that we're getting from a trusted source is very important. But that's not the vision. The vision is what's available to each and every one of you right now, that you're a member, and what you're trying to actually share with everyone else. And I'm going to show you that, because, you know, I do that in my system, but I want you to understand we're going to relate it to 7K and here, and what you too can achieve if you give yourself time, and if you allow yourself time to succeed, and you do the absolutely simple things that are required of you to do this. And, you know, you've got to put that 2 years of learning in. That's an absolute must. And without any sour notes or you know, this isn't working, because that is that's the first symptom of failure. So that's why I have you working on attitude. But everything in life you do takes time to learn. And believe me, it's simple skills, attitudes, and techniques that you got to, and I don't care if you're the most introverted person in the world, you can learn this, because I already have people doing it. Okay. And we already have people that was the most introverted person in the world, didn't even want to do networking, and is one of the top earners in the company, Colleen Lee. A proven fact. So you got to learn. And then I tell you exactly what to do. And look, I'm not like most networkers. I've recreated this thing 3 times. Most of these other people, they go selling books and getting paid for speeches. I don't even charge for any of this stuff. I've done it. This is my 3rd time. Now I'm 75 now. And my system works, but you got to teach the system. And you got to get a commitment for 2 years out of everybody. Because I'm going to show you what you get if you do that. Now, this is the part that most people don't do, and they shy away from. But you must do it, because you must fail to get better. Every successful person in life failed many times before they succeeded and made the big kahuna. I failed many times. No one's perfect except Christ, the only perfect human to ever walk this earth. You got to watch that video once a day. You got to discipline yourself. Yeah, you got to watch every company video. I teach you that. But you got to watch every one of mine. That's what you got to watch. Because the system is entrained, not in one video, it's entrained in every training that I give you. And there's bits and pieces in there. And until you watch them all, you haven't caught it. And you can't teach it. But this is the real key. Nowhere else in life are you going to be able to leverage like you can with 7K, because of the system, because of my system ties with the comp plan. And everybody knows I had a lot to do in helping put the current comp plan together with Josh Anderson. And so, you know, this is a business of people helping people, where you help one another. And the more people you help, but you help those only willing to learn and do. You do not provide fish to those that just put their hands out in front of you and say, give me more, give me more, give me more. No, that you don't create cripples. You are creating partners with that commitment, like that hog makes to breakfast. that 10 hours a week watching all these videos. They're not doing that. You don't give them somebody. Now, in the system, what you're going to do is be able to create leverage. You're going to be able to create leverage like you've never created leverage before in your life. And that's what I'm going to show you here today. So hang tight. I'm not going to be talking about my system. I'm going to just tell you how it relates to the vision I am about to implant in you, hopefully implant in you. And I hope you catch the vision. Because until you catch the vision, you can't impart the vision to your partner to become one of these. And each one of you can. But even if you fail, you can at least create yourself a $500 check for the rest of your life and do that within 3 to 5, 10 years. And, you know, that's much better than that 60-year Social Security plan where you will not get $2,000 a month. Well, that's pretty nice extra income while you're accumulating wealth, getting 1099 tax benefits, developing an extra stream of income, and getting an extra stream of income and developing a residual income for life. Now, let me just say that again, because that's the statement you've got to learn. We're accumulating wealth, getting 1099 tax benefits. I mean, to pay for that wealth with a 1090, pay you by gold and silver instead of pay the tax man. That's the 1099 tax benefit. Getting an extra stream of income in the process and developing a residual income for life. So why isn't that worth 10 hours extra a week? What's your alternative? Your alternative is get a job on the side. Because everybody's going to need a job on the side of what's coming. The coming economic earthquake is almost upon us. It's happening right now, and it will. As your money just deteriorates to nothing, you will need more. And when you need more, everything's going to cost more. It's going to be just like a spiral going out of hand. We got to take advantage of what we have now until that process starts. And we got to get everybody on our train with us that we care about. What we're going to do in accumulating that wealth and building that wealth, we're going to do it as a team. And that's why everybody is building a team. And that's even you, no matter where you're at, your team can come later, but you're going to build a team. So it can be stagnated, the team. That's why that attitude and belief is so important in that first 2 years. And you got to go through the 2 years before you can start. Now, a lot of people do it and build it faster. Don't compare yourselves with it. You compare yourself with you and nobody else. Now, I'm going to relate and go back to this, and we're going to talk about what that means. Even if you're this person, let's say you forget that this is a business family pack. Let's just take somewhere every one of you is this person. It doesn't matter if you're there, you're this person, you are there because see, this is your team. And let's say you got sponsored and placed on the left side of somebody, and that's you. And you're one of these introverts. You're one of the ones that it's going to take you 2 years. You've tried networking. You've tried it multiple times in the past and always failed. You had dreams, but they always fail. But this time it will not fail for you. If you do your 2 years, if you do and learn your system. Here's why. Because see, a team will be built under you that you could have never built. And that volume is going to come up there and store in your bank account. And until you understand this, you won't ever understand that principle of you own your own business for $500, $4.99. You got every tool in the world to build it with. You just got to learn how to use them. And then you're accumulating wealth by buying your product. Instead of paying rent, electricity, or whatever to run your business, you're buying a product of wealth that gains value with time. And now we prove that even the product you're buying gains value faster than your bullion does relative to currency devaluation. And so we've got everything in place for gigantic, explosive growth. So it's imperative you learn these skills, attitudes, and techniques in this next 2 years. Even if this is you, then 2 years later, if you may not even find the person who finds the person who finds a person, but you find one person on this side that starts making a $250 check, you can make a $500 check for the rest of your life. You have a person over here making a $500 check every week, you can make $1,000 as a copper every week for the rest of your life. You could be a Bruce Harris, and you must learn these stories of the predecessors who had no skills, who didn't know how to do it like a Colleen Lee, like a Bruce Harris. But they bought their coin every week. They got all their no's, because a no is ability to get that next yes. And it's learning those skills, attitudes, and techniques the hard way. Yeah, you gotta get your no's. And so what I'm going to do is share with you the very simple aspect of this, what I teach and what I want everybody to start doing themselves today. And catch that video. Now, if you've been in this business for 3 years already and you haven't been through my 101 Millionaires 2 years class, meaning you haven't done the homework, you haven't done what's been required, well, you're just starting today. But look what you got underneath you to leverage with. If you're brand new and you're just starting out, everybody starts out just like this. And you need one on your left and one on your right. And that's how we get that team. Everybody starts out that way. I started out that way, by the way. And so here's what you got to look from. I didn't start making the big bucks real quick. Heck, I was just making an extra 500 or 1,000 a year in my retirement at 70 when this first started. And we were doing great and having fun, wasn't putting a lot of hours in it. And then the next year, all of a sudden, it turns into 2,000 extra a week. Well, that's because this team kept growing. I kept leapfrogging down. What is leapfrogging? You got to learn that. Leapfrogging is if I help this person here get their one on their left, I was involved in that process. So those two people know me. I know how to do it better than that person and that person. So I leapfrog over and I help that person get their one on their left and one on their right with the people they know. And so now I know these people. So while these people are learning, I leapfrog and help these people get their one on their left and one on their right. And I help the people who are the most teachable, coachable, and they do their homework. And they also are excited. And they're not asking me a million questions the next day. Like, well, I can buy that stuff cheaper over here. Well, duh, wrong. You're telling a guy that's been in the business for 40 years in gold and silver what you found on an internet search and you don't know anything about gold and silver? Duh. Those places won't ever pay you any money to buy from them. You got a place that you're building a business with a unique, exclusive product today that we did not have when we started the business with, because we sold a product that everybody else sold, an MS-70 Eagle or an MS-70 Maple Leaf or whatever MS-70 we had, even if it was a variety coin like a Captain America. Other people sold it. We didn't have exclusives on it then. But today we got exclusives. That's why we're going to be the giant of the giant of the giant of the giants as this company grows globally. And it's financially stable. It's got the infrastructure necessary. It's got every relationship around the world that's necessary. The company is there. It's the right company at the right place at the right time with the right management, with the right people. And your people is your team. And if you're all teaching the same system, my system, not your system, my system, because I'm the one that invented this. Yeah, it's 7 pieces of paper, but there's a lot more to it. I want you to train. I want every trainer to train out there their trainings about the company, about this and that. But if you don't teach this system, your business will fall apart. You'll be repairing it more times than you're putting it together, because you got to teach the teamwork. You got to teach the vision. And hey, look, I'm your proven source. I'm not out here going around, going to different people's conventions, speaking and saying, oh yeah, they pretty much say the same thing I'm saying, or pretty close to it, because it is what you say. It is how you say it. But these people can't replicate what they did. So apparently their system doesn't really work. They're just saying the right words. I'd like to see a couple of them replicated again, like I've done 3 times. And I didn't even try hard this time. This is why it's available to every one of you, because I dealt mostly with people to help them build their checks up, help them understand they need to secure their wealth, accumulate wealth, getting 1099 tax benefits, make an extra stream of income while we're working on a residual income for life. And what do we have to lose? A few hours out of our life a week for 2 years to see if it works or not? That's all. Learn that message. Internalize that message. Now I'm going to show you what it means. So every one of you understand what you get to achieve. Every one of you. I mean, Kim's doing it right now inside of Todd's group. He's building his own team. He's building it this way. Mitch is doing it. A lot of you are doing it. Dar's doing it. I'm not going to short circuit people's names here, but y'all all doing it. But let me tell you what's coming for every one of you that's been in here longer than a couple of years, that's just joined us or been in here for less than a year. This is what you're working for. This is what you're going to get. And see, when you believe that you believe that you believe that, and you do catch this vision, your team's going to grow bigger. Here's what you have coming for you. And this is what I want to share today. When you log into your back office, everybody knows that you get to your dashboard now. And by clicking on the menu, you get a menu that comes up. And I will be redoing this how to get started training, because that's all part of this big duplication effort, okay? And it saves you a lot of time, and it gets everybody duplicated the right way in a systematized process, and that's what's important. I never dreamed that I would have $2 million in commissions in a bank waiting on me to withdraw it. That's what you call real residual income. That's what you call a legacy income. And every one of you get to do this. Not just me, every one of you. Because we got so many countries left to open. And that it goes to infinity, that team, where you just started with one on the left and one on the right. Now I'm going to show you that. But I'm going to show you the results of 5.5 years. I keep showing this a lot of times to a lot of people because I'm just a goal. But yet, I guess just a goal was a top money earner. But I keep telling everybody, I won't be that any longer. No, the Todd Collins, the Andy Osiks, the Wayne Clarks, the Sherry Galores, the Craig Collins, the George Donaldsons, the Tarita Tehute, the Cheryl Toyofukus, the name after name after name in my group, I can just give them, are going to be the top money earners of the future. Especially if they teach the system that it's going to stay there with them. The system is teaching people to believe in themselves. That's the heart of the system. It's not all of it, but you've got to start it off right with that commitment, that 2 years. This is what it brings you. If you'll notice, everybody buys that coin once a month. That's their engine for residual income. That's the thing that keeps their business open. That's the key that allows them to accumulate points, which is dollars in their bank account. Every one of us do that. Well, you know, when I first started out, I just had a couple of people on my left and a couple of people on my right. It was just like you. And then, you know, we helped them build, And so I'm going to go through that in a second with you, but I want you to see the end result. Even if it takes you 2 years to learn and 3 to 5 to build this, if it takes you that. That's a much better plan than that 60-year plan. Look, on the first week of the month, on the 1st, I have 72,000 points coming up, people just buying a coin. As a goal, you only need 7,000. Look, there's not a week here that there's not multiple times of volume coming up. That's why it's the bank side. Now this side, and many people have seen this throughout the whole last year and all of this year, the same phenomena, except these get a little bit larger each time. But this is how many people buy that coin on the first week or the first day, that first week. Then this 8th, the week of the 8th, then the week of the 15th, then the week of the 21st, week of the 26th. And sometimes there's a couple of these weeks fall together in some months. Not all months, sometimes they're all separate, and that's a week. But even in the weeks where I don't have 7,000, I've always had 7,000 or more. I mean, here, this is the lowest week, the 26th. It stands by itself. But yet, look at my volume. That's a $7,000 check. That meant all this year and a half, I would have earned a $7,000 check if I give a training or don't give a training. That's called residual income. That means I'm going to earn a $7,000 check because of all the work that I put in it in the beginning, not necessarily at the end. Why I do what I do? Why do I do what I do? Because I love it. I love teaching people how to teach other people the right thing to do, because I know the right thing to do. And so I just want more and more leaders. And if I do that, I will build a legacy income for my children's children, because that'll go on for them. By building those leaders that would duplicate this process. And see, even if you're that person that hadn't got it, that can't, you may have 10 million in your bank. But look, your goal and your real success is getting that $500 check for the rest of your life, even if it took you 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Because what other alternative do you have that even gives you that kind of shot? Oh yeah, you can work part-time on the side, and that would be a total waste of your time. Let me explain. You $20 an hour part-time on the side is pretty good money. for a person working part-time, and you work, let's say that 10 hours a week, that give you $200 a week. But guess what? You're going to have to work that 10 hours forever to keep getting that $200. Here, what I'm telling you is you put in that time in advance and you get a residual stream of income for the rest of your life. And you can get it where it doesn't matter what you do, even if you aren't putting in those 10 hours, unless you want to increase your income. And that's where you can make a $500 check in 3, 5, 8, 10 years, because it doesn't matter what you do. Somebody's going to be building a business through you anyway. So you're going to have a bank side. Somebody up there is going to be doing it. And if you intentionally start this business the right way and build it the right way and learn how, you're going to have a team that will duplicate underneath you if you're setting the example. Doesn't matter how slow, you know, I'm the tortoise that won this race in 7K. I'm the tortoise that won the race. I wasn't the first silver. I wasn't the first gold. But I made more money than all of them. It's because the system of teaching people to stick, becoming 7K lifers from day one that you enroll, because of what can happen for you and your family, and it just makes good sense. We accumulate wealth, getting 1099 tax benefits, while we're earning an extra stream of income and developing a residual income for life. How much better can it get? And now we've got all our proven statistics behind us. So look, it's just not me. You know, I do a business family pack. I teach it. Not everybody's going to end up with it anyway. And we're going to go back to that because my wife earns a check too. But I'm going to show you some of the principles too in this training that are all trained in all my training. And that's why you got to get them all. Okay. This is my wife. This is her. Everybody knows that now we're working on her because she's on my pay side. Okay. I get enough points every week, but my wife is not maxing out her check every week. And we started building her business later. Okay. So now this is her this week. Now look at her bank side. Her bank side's on the left side, same as mine, but she's on my right side. So her right side. So where should I be placing? If I was placing all my effort over here, then Todd and the Hawaii group and everybody over on my left side wouldn't get the benefit of what I can help them with. So I don't do that. Had I been doing that the last, let's say 2 years, we wouldn't have had a Hawaii. That's for not like a Hawaii like we got today. But I didn't place my effort over there. I placed it where it was needed at the time. Now that is a message to the future leaders. That's giving. That's really giving back. And that's what, if you do more of that, more come back to you in time because of this system. Now, of course, I am working over here with my wife. We are working on her side. Now, she doesn't have enough. But look, this is kind of how your business will grow. You'll have a bank side, then slowly over the years, this will constantly increase as it grows. And I'm going to hit that to you. Well, that's what we're doing with my wife. Now, she makes a $3,500 check here every week. Now, why is mine sometimes less than 7,000 and hers less than 3,500 that she makes? Because see, she's not a gold anymore. She's just a silver. Okay. But we can get her to gold pretty quick. And that's what we're working on again. Now, why is that? Because we got 5.5 years of renewals. Everybody renews. And then you got new business coming in. So that's why mine's 7,000 every week, even if the coins aren't 7,000. And when you build up that accumulation of renewal, it's like Costco. I teach people all the time. I said it decades ago with Rich. This is the smartest program ever. It is a God-ordained business. Even the co-founders didn't see all of this coming. But look, Costco doesn't make their money on what you buy in the store. Their only hope is they break even and make a little bit of profit. They make their billions, and I said billions, off their membership because you got to renew it every year. And you just get a card. That's it. Now, they built it paying referral fees to you and me, but this company's got the highest paying referral fee program that's ever in existence in a member direct marketing business. And so we're the new model of the old multi-level marketing, network marketing model. We're the new model. So you're with the Amazon of gold and silver, the member direct marketing future of networking. And this company is paving the path, and you're part of it. And only you can knock yourself out of growing with this company and its path of being a global multi-billion-dollar giant in the gold and silver and precious metals and numismatic market. So, principal, okay, this is Saturday, this is paycheck day, okay? And so, you know, last week she had over almost 5,000 points, so she made her $3,500 check. And look, she only had 768 points to come in on the 21st. Well, you know, she made $3,500 check here. So we average over 10,000 a week between my check and her check. That's pretty nice income at 75. Since I talked about income here, I'm really training the trainers. This isn't a prospect, but I'm gonna have to put up that income disclosure because I did talk about income. So look, part of training, some of the things you get in my compensation planning, maximizing your stuff and things, there's nothing about this comp plan I don't know. Do you think I'm going to let Pamela get a $1,500 check this week at midnight tonight? I don't. If volume comes in and makes 2,000, we'll do nothing. But if it doesn't come in, I mean, you know, we know that we got a couple inactives out there that which used to be gold. So, you know, we can buy a couple of coins. I don't mind buying a couple of coins. I love buying these coins. I'm going to show you why in a second here, and that too. But I'll buy a couple of coins, and we got a renewal that we can renew this week or on the 8th of next week, next month. So we got a renewal that can be done. So a couple of coins and a renewal, boom. We're going to have to renew it anyway. We don't need the active, but if we love the coins and it makes us money. So why not? Why do I want a $1,500 check and 420 go to loyalty points? These are the things I teach you. That's accumulating more wealth, earning extra income, and building for that residual, because we know that this is going to go up, not down. This is going to go up because we're building, we're working, we're helping people. And we're going to continue doing that as long as I have a capability of doing it. And then my sons will take over doing what I do, helping those that need help, leapfrogging. They won't be able to help the leaders that I've groomed, but they'll be able to help the future leaders leapfrogging because they already know how to do that part and they know how to do this part. That's been my job, is to teach this to them. So we got New Orleans coming up. Let's see the bigger picture. I want every one of you to see this big picture. So I want you to understand when I talk about, I'm going to go to that again. Let's go to the big stack. And this is part of what we do. okay? We do have proof in the pudding now, stacking sales there. So everybody with a $4.99 premium membership, a business membership, and that's what everybody should have one of those. The only $1.99 you should have is just a buyer. Person doesn't see it. Person can't catch the vision. Person doesn't believe. Those kind of things. That they never have a $1.99 membership. We're going to talk about that in a second here too. Okay, and so what we know, we're buying products of value, and now we got proof in the pudding. I love this because the Liberty series, the White House series, the Miles Standish series are going to be some of the most valuable products in the world. They're better, to me, they're better to have than the old Van Goghs. Because you got something of real value in your hand. And just think about generation to generation and passing generations down. These kind of coins are going to be the Van Goghs and the Renoirs of the future. That's why I hadn't sold one of mine. Let's look at that 2-ounce coin. I paid $2.99 for it. There's only 1,028 of those. October 28th, the day and the month that it was given to France, given by France to the United States. The symbol of it. These things tell stories too. But there's only 1,028 in the whole world. That's just a pin in a haystack, a needle in a haystack. Oh, it's worth a lot more than a market value of $1,500. Believe me. That's why I'm not selling mine for $1,500. I wouldn't sell you one of mine for $3,000 today. But that's just me. Some people need some extra cash. I'm holding on to mine. I don't need the cash. I like to store my cash in real wealth. And that's what we're teaching people what to do and how to do that. That's another one of those big benefits, right? And so see, no matter how big your stack is, like I showed a young lady, a disabled vet that started with no money, had no money. That was her biggest problem, and couldn't even envision buying a product every month, but did do it. Armenia McVeigh, and I showed her at the convention where she had bought over the time 2-year period, $9,900, almost $10,000 she paid in buying coins, but she bought extras. But her coins were worth over $16,000, and she had never saved any money in her life. Now she has a saving. And guess what? She's not spending them. She's holding on. And now she makes an extra stream of income. Now she's building a residual income for life because she has a big bank side and she's earning that extra income. So she's doing it. But see, this is me. I bought 695 coins in this 5.5 years. I paid $103,745 for them. But that was zero risk. So it doesn't matter if you've got $1,000 here and $1,100 here. You have the same story to show. You need to start. You need to build up a story. That's why you need 2 years. And you need to have this story building up. And let me show you why. Well, see, my $103,000, I'd much rather have it here than in a bank or in stocks or in bonds or any other kind of paper, because this is risk-free. And look, that's a minimum market value. That's the average of the last 6 months sales for those products. Actually, we know the market's value is much more than that because we can look at the products that I have, yeah, and see they're selling for more than that market value. The vast majority are the ones that are for sale. So that's the real market value. So you got to build the story up, and then you got to learn how to share this story properly, and that takes time, and it takes practice, and it takes failing at it to succeed at it. Okay, so that's the important thing. So we're going to go back to my stack and show you what I mean and by just buying the product to that. I'd rather go ahead and buy a product, go ahead and renew and make that $2,000 check because my product's free and I make a little extra commission. Or let's say I used up all of that $500 to buy product and still make that commission. Well, my product's free, but look what I'm doing. These are just 3 products I just received yesterday. I just scanned in. Well, all 3 of them right here have equity. I just bought them. I just received them. And look, I pay $139, $139, $139. They're all worth more than that. Oh, I bought that one too. How about that? It's amazing. So I don't mind doing that. And just think next year, it'll be worth a lot more than that. So learning and catching the vision is important for you. And I hope you show this video to everyone you sponsor after they get their training going, after they get onboarded, after they go through that band app walkthrough that I give everybody, and everybody gets the same one. Everybody gets trained right, and that's a system. And you send them to the band app, your particular team band app, where I've got my onboarding. And I am going to update it with our current. Hold on, I'll get it done. Because I want to be doing that on board. I know how to do it. I know how to do it right. And I know how to impart that vision during that process correctly. And I want that for y'all. So every one of you can duplicate this process. So let's stop this sharing. Let's go back to what I'm talking about to make sure you understand properly what we're talking about here. Everybody starts right here, correct? Okay. So this is what we want. We want to build this so we have 100 people over here and 100 people over here getting that coin every month. That's 2,000 points. That's 4 into 2,000. That's 500 a week. That's your first goal. Get yourself to 500 a week. Get yourself to 250 every week. Then get yourself to 500 a week. Okay, 250, your volume flows over. And so to get that, you're going to need help from your support team. Everybody knows I don't like upline and downline. I use, this is our success team. This is our success group, my success team. And then you have a support group. That's your leadership support group that works with you. That's our team. We don't have upline and downline. Everybody has a business. And we're in business together as a success team. Now, to do this, I'm going to use the old bubble chart, because we've used this and everybody knows that I use it. Oh, heck, I got to place this back in there. For some reason, I keep doing this. Okay, shoot. Why do I do that? Okay, 1 second. I want to get the one I want. It's on another screen. Okay. Okay. First job, get that one on your left and one on the right. Then you help them get their one on their left and one on the right, and you get 2 more. Now, the bubble chart explains what you got to do, but that isn't how they're placed, because this person is placed on the left of this person. It's just, it means you have to have 2 left and 2 right personally sponsored. These are committed people. These may not be committed. Okay, we'll learn that later. You may end up kind of going for bronze because you're not getting a committed person. Okay, Committed persons who you work with, who you place people with. You don't place people with people who aren't committed. You will place people under one side of them naturally. Okay, so it only takes 3, you and 2 others, to become that qualified to make that $500 check. Then it only takes 9 of you, including yourself, 4 on one side, 4 on the right side, and an associate on each side. That's all it takes, just 9, to become that copper. And then what you want to do is work to become a bronze. Every one of you, if you're not there already, you want to become that in this next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, really 12 months. You want to get to the bronze. Now, it's only going to take you 22 people, but if you're amassing your people the right way and you're bringing them in the right way, that's 22 committed people. That's 22 in your team. That's 11 on this side and 11 on the 23 in your team, including you, 11 on this side. Okay, now that's how you get to that duplication number, because once you get the bronze, your whole next goal is to get to be silver, and you help one of these individuals become a bronze on your team. That's the whole process. Now, if you only become an associate in your first 2 years, what else are you doing? That's fine. Don't kick yourself, because your prosperity's in front of you and you just don't know it yet. You got to keep working at it. You're built, and you will see a bank side being built, and that's good, not bad. So let me stop this, Shane. So once you get to bronze with that little bit of plan, just remember you want to become silver. Now, it's not having hundreds of people. This is just a perfectly positioned group. It only takes 55 of you, including yourself. $27 on the left side and 27 on the right side. When you do that and you get to bronze, you get to copper, you help create coppers, you'll get into true leverage in your life for the first time in your life. So I don't care if this is years or if it's months or if it's quarters, 3 months at a time. That'd be 36 months at 3 years. But when you get to where you have 1,000 people on your left team and 1,000 people on your right team, buying that 20-point coin, that's 20,000 points coming up your left, coming up your right. Divide that by 4 weeks. That's 5,000 a week. You better become a gold, because at a silver, you're going to flush money every week at $3,500 a week. That's not too bad. But if you're a bronze, you're making $2,000 a week. And Bruce Harris thinks that's perfect. He's retired at the country club. He's sitting at the country club prospecting, playing golf. That's what Bruce Harris said to Idaho potato truck driver, who after 18 months quit that job he worked at for years, working 70-hour weeks on average, making $39,000 a year. But when he started making $1,000 a week each and every week as a copper, he quit and he did 7K full time. But let me tell you, he talked to everybody that breathed. If they fogged a mirror, Bruce Harris was on. Got to watch this video. Got to look. Got to buy silver and go. I mean, he didn't necessarily do it right, but does that matter? He's making $2,000 a week, and he just became silver, and he's going to make $3,500 because the volume is already there. It's kind of like when I become executive go, I'll make 10,000 a week. When I become presidential go, I'll make 12,500 a week. And I've got some good news for everybody. I just can't tell it right now. I'm about to give our teams some explosive tools to use with what 7K's put together. We're about to blow the water out of the world, and it's at the right time, right place, right people, because everybody's got the right foundation. We've got the right products. We've got the right company. We've got everything that's right. Can you catch the vision? Can you understand all of these benefits that you have in your membership? Can you actually convey this benefit wheel to someone else just by going point by point right around the wheel? They give you even the words right there. That's all you need. But you can actually have examples of each one. And that's what I'll put together in another training, very short. And all I'm going to do is the benefit wheel. And I'm going to have concrete dollar examples with each one of these benefits for you. So you have that if you can't do it as well, but it's going to be there for you. But that's what I mean, catch the vision, because see, everybody knows that we are open in the US, we are expanding, but until we get a goal in every major city in America, we haven't even begun to have momentum yet. But we're on the prefaces of that big 10, 15-year momentum curve with this company. And you're right here at the right time, at the right place, at the right moment in history, with the right products, right tools, the right marketplace. Everything is right. Catch the vision. Catch the vision. It won't come back around. These kind of companies don't come around that often. Billion-dollar companies in the making, and you're part of it. You can't help but succeed if you catch the vision and you become part of it. Please review the income disclosure of 7K. It's there, and there's a link on the bottom of the recording here that you can pull up and read the entire income. But it's an income disclosure that 7K is proud to present, because we have literally thousands and thousands of people accumulating wealth, making extra income. And the good part about it is we got 82 more countries to open up in around the globe. And we're open already in Singapore, and the UK, and the United States. That puts us in the global bullion and gold and silver market and financial markets. And what we have coming with the Sound Money wallet, the only one in the world where you can have cash, silver, and gold in your digital wallet. And we're going to have our own card that you can use, and globally. We're about to open in Mexico in the next few days, within a week. And even though we've been open in Canada, UK, Ireland, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand, COVID really restricted that ability to really open. These countries are just now getting started, and you can have in your business, it doesn't matter. You can have business, a person can sponsor a person here in Mexico, and that person sponsor a person in the UK, and that person sponsor a person in Canada, and that person in Australia. You can have a global business. Where else can you have that opportunity except here at 7K, with a product of value, with proven products of value? No longer do we have to say, believe me. We have the proof to back up everything we say. I hope you see what I see. I hope you catch the vision, because this company is going to explode with us or without us, and we'd rather have you with us. Thank you. God bless, and see you on the beaches of the world. living a lifestyle powered by gold and silver through 7K.